Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Keys Boxing Gym Talk. I'm your host, K Rob 216, and thank you guys for tuning in today. I wasn't gonna do a video today or anything like that. I just got a tooth extraction not more than like an hour and a half ago. But we got breaking news, and I have a job to do. Shakur Stevenson versus Kid Austin Floyd Schofield Jr. is off. It is off. And then Shakur is looking for a late replacement. So, before we get into that, though, I want you guys to hit them buttons, like and subscribe, man. Please like and subscribe. All right. So Kid Austin versus Shakur Stevenson is off. I feel very bad for Shakur Stevenson. This is the second fight there where he has to find a replacement or he pulled out. You guys remember last fall, he was supposed to fight Joe Cordina, but he pulled out because of his hand. He had to get surgery. And then he had Kid Austin. Everybody thought this was going to be a good fight. And now Floyd Schofield Jr. has pulled out. They're citing the illness. What I'm going to say is probably going to make a lot of people mad or something like that, but I am so glad that this fight is not happening. And I'm going to tell you why. Floyd Schofield, 18-0, 12 KOs. Who did he fight to deserve a shot at Shakur Stevenson? His last fight against Giron, he got a unanimous decision, but he got stopped. He kept getting countered by a slugger, somebody that just comes forward and just throws punches, and he kept getting countered because Kid Austin loves to slug. He likes to sit there and not moving his feet or anything like that. And he was getting caught with some good punches, and he got knocked down in the 11th round. So I say this to say this. He's not ready yet. Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar, Eric Gomez, Bernard Hopkins, in which he's my favorite fighter, and I love him to death. Floyd Sr., they're setting him up for failure. They're setting this man up for failure. Why would y'all put him in there when he hasn't been tested yet? He's not haven't even been tested by a top 15 opponent, and you go in there and you put him in there against Shakur Stevenson. In my opinion, he's in the pound for pound list, and he's in a lot of people pound for pound, regardless of his last two performances. But we all know how talented he is. His high ring IQ, that would have been dinner for Shakur Stevenson. That would have been dinner all day for Shakur Stevenson. And that probably would have ruined his career, because I think that he probably would have even punished him, maybe even stopped him. And I think it would have ruined him. It would have ruined him. I like Kid Austin. I think he's going to grow out of the lightweight division. I think he's going to go on to fight at 140, 147 because the kid got some muscle on him. He's a big lightweight. And so you would have put him in there with Shakur Stevenson, ruined him. I think it would have messed with his mental health for real. It messed with his mental health when he probably would have never been the same. He would have got beaten. Next fight or whatever, they would have gave him another chance or something like that. And let's say they would have put him in there with somebody like I don't know. I can't think right now. I can't think. Maybe somebody like Denise Berrington, even though he's coming off a loss or something like that. Or maybe even a Keyshawn Davis or something like that. And he would have lost, and it would have ruined him. And Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions would have dropped him, or they would have put him on the sideline for a long time. I don't know. I don't even know why that they signed with Golden Boy Promotions. Golden Boy Promotions, and I'm not trying to make this a race thing or anything like that, but they specialize off of Latin fighters, Mexican fighters, and stuff like that, like the Ryan Garcias, the Virgil Ortizes of the world, and stuff like that. And they would have put him on the sideline. I know that for a fact, because that's what the same thing that they did to Rasheed Ellis. And he was undefeated. He was undefeated, and they put him on the sideline for a long time, and he had to wait till his contract expired and then to sign with PBC. Oscar De La Hoya, reason for him saying that, the reason why they had Rasheed Ellis so inactive is they offered him a match against Virgil Ortiz. Now, mind you, this is a good fight, but they were going to be voting. They were going to be hoping that Virgil Ortiz was winning. He's got a nice fan base. He's a Mexican. You know, Mexicans, they support their fighters and stuff like that. They would have been banking on that. He said that, yeah, we offered him Virgil Ortiz, and then y'all probably would have put him in the backyard in Texas and stuff like that. Let's say if he did win, in most people's eyes and stuff like that at home and in the crowd or whatever, I think it would have been a controversial decision. And so I just don't think that was a good idea signing with Golden Boy Promotions for real. They're just gonna ruin him. He fought against Giron, and he looked like a Sean Porter, a more polished version. But Shakur Stevenson would have ate him up though, sitting there trying to slug. And he is similar to Sean Porter because late in the rounds he just slugs, he gets careless, and that's where he loses at. And that's where Sean Porter was losing at. That's how he lost to Spence. That's how he lost to Keith Thurman. That's how he lost to Kell Britt, because he gets reckless in the later rounds. And that's the same thing that kid Austin Jr. was going to do, and he was going to get picked apart. And like I said, I don't think it would have been no coming back. It would have been no coming back for real, So I'm just glad this fight ain't happened. I hate that what Shakur is going through. He can't find him an opponent or whatever like that. And like I said, he would have punished Kid Austin. He's got a lot to prove. He had a lot of criticism in his previous two fights. Edwin De Los Santos and Arthur, and I'm not even going to act like I know his name, but everybody know what happened in that fight. Him was arguing with his grandfather and stuff like that. He got a lot of backlash from Timothy Bradley, backlash from Cameron and Mace on their show and stuff like that. So he's got a lot to prove, and he was going to take that out on Kid Austin. So I'm glad that this fight didn't happen. Kid Austin Sr., man, you're setting him up for failure. I know you got all the confidence in the world. And that's good. I love that. Kid Austin got all the confidence, but at the same time, you have to be smart, man. Make y'all money. Y'all was going to lose. Y'all was going to get put on the sideline. Y'all going to be talking about money troubles and stuff like that. We don't know if Kid Austin Jr. was going to recover from that. So I'm just glad this fight is not happening, man. Put him in there with somebody top 15, top 10 or something like that. Y'all just threw him in there with the dogs, and the promoter didn't care. And I'm not going to say that Kid Austin Sr. didn't care, but it's just too early. It's too early. He hasn't been tested or nothing like that. And y'all throw him in there with the Wolves. Now their excuses, they're saying that Shakur Stevenson, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if it's confirmed. They're saying that Shakur Stevenson had poisoned him. I guess they had a masseuse come in or something like that, and he fell ill. I don't believe that. If that's the truth, it's a thing called accountability. Something that I'm learning about too. You need to take accountability and maybe just tell the truth. Y'all not ready yet, but I know that's never going to come out because you men are grown men and y'all going to stand on what y'all believe in, even though if it's a lie or not. But I'm glad this fight didn't happen, yo. Shakur Stevenson, I hope they find somebody for him Saturday, because I'm watching that fight. I'm watching all those fights. It's a stacked card, one of the best cards ever. I hate that Floyd Schofield is not getting paid. It's not going to be put on the in front of the world audience or whatever. But I hope Shakur Stevenson gets his, he can get a late replacement, and maybe somebody that's not even really that big of a challenge, but we can get him a knock on. We can get to talking about what he did, at least for the casuals, to get his fan base going and stuff like that, so we can set up a super fight with who. So that's about all I got today, man. I'm just glad the fight ain't happened. I've been saying it. Yeah, I kept it to myself. Like, I don't think this fight is going to happen. I hopefully they had some sense in it and pulling out of this fight, because they was going to get picked apart by Shakur Stevenson and his crew and, his grandfather. Very smart dude, man. And so they had a point to prove, and it just would have went bad. So I'm glad that didn't happen. So, man, that's all that I have today, man. As just breaking news. So I just want you guys to like and subscribe, man. I know I'm probably going to get some criticism from my friends or something like that, saying that. But, hey, man, it is what it is, man. He not ready. So you guys like and subscribe. Thank you, guys. You guys have a nice evening, and I will do the same.